Justice, fairness, and employee engagement. Employees' perceptions of justice and fairness in their organisation has been strongly linked to job satisfaction, trust, happiness, commitment, and reduced levels of staff turnover. But how exactly do changes in perceptions of justice, both positive and negative, affect employee attitudes? And what are some positive changes we can make? New research from China Europe International Business School has found that changes in what they call distributive, procedural, and interactional justice significantly explains variances in job satisfaction, and that changing perceptions of these different forms of justice, the forms of justice that make employees feel they're being treated fairly, can go a long way to improving satisfaction, commitment, and engagement. Let's look at what they mean. Distributive justice is an employee's perceived fairness of the organizational outcomes that they receive. These could be tangible, pay, or intangible, praise. In other words, are they getting back as much as they're putting in? Procedural justice is an employee's perceived fairness of the processes by which those outcomes are allocated. Interactional justice is an employee's perceived fairness of the treatment they receive from authority figures. Are they treated with dignity? Are they shown respect? Positive changes in all three of these forms of justice were found to be strongly related to job satisfaction and commitment. But, in particular, it was procedural justice, or employees' perceived fairness of the processes by which outcomes are allocated to them, that was more strongly related to employee attitudes than all other types of justice. Having looked at how changing perceptions of justice can affect employee attitudes, as well as which types of justice affect them the most, let's look at what these positive changes might be. 1. Establish fair procedures in allocating rewards, ensuring employee outcomes are based on what they put in. 2. Provide detailed, accurate, timely, and helpful explanations for the decision procedures that determine those tangible and intangible outcomes. 3. Finally, tailor communication to meet employees' specific needs. Quality of communication can both increase trust and reduce feelings of uncertainty. These positive changes to allocations, procedures, and interpersonal treatment can significantly improve job satisfaction and organizational commitment. Previous research in this area has focused on US workers, and the results have suggested negative changes in fairness perceptions have a stronger impact on employee attitudes than positive ones. This study, carried out in China, however, showed the opposite. Positive changes had a stronger effect on the job attitude of employees in Hong Kong than negative ones did. Cultural differences play an important role then, and this new research may prove highly relevant for global organizations wishing to do business in the region. Time to embed your knowledge. Pause the video after each of the following 4 questions that have been designed to trigger thinking about your own employees' perceptions of fairness and justice. Perhaps break out into informal conversations, or scribble down your own thoughts if you're working solo today. Question 1. Do you recognize these 3 forms of justice in your own organization? Distributive, procedural, interactive. Question 2. Do you think perceptions of these justices vary across your organization? Not just by geography, but perhaps by generation, job role, and gender too? And if so, in what ways? Question 3. What might the impact of differing perceptions be? And how can that be managed? Question 4. All 3 forms of justice are determined by an organization's leadership. If you were in a position to influence them, what actions might you take?